Okay guys, here I am presenting my homemade amplifier. I must say the box is a commercial one, and which of it was a toasted amplifier. So the power supply and also the amplifier are fitted in here with using only the original preamplifier stage here, and the speaker output, and also this board behind here, which is the volume controls and the clipping and signal LEDs. Alright, this power supply is homemade, okay, and it's a switching power supply which can deliver around 1200 watts, and the maximum output voltage of this power supply is 80, so that's up to about 160 volts. This amplifier on this side here is bought ready-made because it's not really worth it trying to build it yourself for the price it is. I bought it for about 60 or 70 euros from AliExpress, and this amplifier says it can deliver around 1200 watts with 90 volts input, but my input voltage is only 80, and it is giving around 320 watts per channel into 8 ohms. I also tried one channel at a time at 4 ohms, but well, I would be cheating myself if I said it was very true, but it delivers around 450 watts due to loading only with one channel, because I don't have a dummy load which can have 4 ohms at the same time. I only got these two resistors here which are 100 watts rated, and one time I hooked them, one for each channel, and hooking them in parallel to get 4 ohms, so that I have the 4 ohms load. But I got nearly about 450 to 480 watts on a single channel at 4 ohms. So give and take, give a little more sag to the power supply, it will deliver around 450 watts RMS, or 400 say, at both channels at 4 ohms. Okay, a general view here. Well, this is the star ground here, okay, and this is a fan speed controller. I got two controllers actually in this fan speed control. One controls the fan here for the power supply, and the other side, on this side, it also senses the temperature of the heatsink and controls the fans here. Now this fan has an input filter here, and it sucks air in to deliver fresh air, and this one sucks air out, pushes the air out, which is drawn from underneath here. Okay, this is the clipping indicator, okay, which I found a circuit on the net, and this also homebrew. And this small transformer here is only made to supply the fan motors. The secondary voltage here of 15015 is derived from the power supply. It's coming here to this interface, which I also built myself to cater for all the flat cables here, and putting a neat setup all in all, which everything plugs to it, and finally it brings everything together as far as controls, clipping indicator and signal indicator. Okay, the signal indicator is built in here, and I use a small chip, the 324 LM324 op amp here. It's a quad op amp, but I'm using a couple of them instead of 4. Okay, well, that's what I had in hand, and I left it as this. Well, that's a general view. Now we go for some tests after this shot to see the output. Okay, we have the back side here of the amplifier. So this is the input receptacle which supplies the power. We have the speaker outputs here, which also can be done with a 6.5mm jacks. And here we got something interesting here in the amplifier backside. We can move each channel to be a subwoofer if I want to, and even having low and high cut filters here. As one can see, got low cut, you got the controls there for it, and this one controls the processing as I was mentioning. These are the speaker outputs here, left and right, which can be done with the ones you turn and lock, and these are 6.5mm jacks. This is the filter I was mentioning here, alright, so not to let dirt inside, and the fan pulls out all the excess heat which is drawn through the heatsink. Okay, it's diverted here with this piece of carton that I made, so it sucks air out more efficiently. Okay, in the next video you can take a look at the power supply there and all the other things. By the way, this amplifier I bought ready-made from AliExpress. For the price it cost, it's not really worth it doing it. It performs very well, but you will see in the audio quality, due to the camera I cannot capture everything, and due to the big place I have some echoing behind me as well, due to the place being quite large. This transformer here supplies the power for the fan motors, and also supplies some AC voltage for the input here, so it has a separate voltage to control the speaker protection circuit. Here we have the amplifier. Here has 12 transistors, and it's got 6 for each channel. Okay, we will see how it will perform, and we'll hear it also. Okay, here we got the amplifier switched on. Okay, and everything is set. The oscilloscope up here, alright, and we'll be measuring the peak output right there. We have a 1 kHz sine wave going through, and we are getting about 73 volts of peak power. Okay, this is the dummy load set here. Alright, I just put it just behind the fan there to help it cool off a bit when the amplifier puts power in it. Okay, we are going also to measure the voltage during the standby mode here. So as I told you before, here we have okay, we're measuring the input, the supply input. One moment, I got this set wrong here. Okay, we measure it again. There we go, and we have about 160 volts there going through. Okay, for both channels. The supply only sucks about 5 volts, but I got only 2 hands. I cannot put the probes on the power supply and switch on also the computer here, which is giving me the 1 kHz pulse. Okay, we measure again, and here I'm going to switch on there, and the clipping indicator is just showing as I go down a bit here. It switches off, and that's roughly what we are getting here. Okay, here we are going to calculate the output power of a single channel. Okay, so here goes. The peak voltage here is around 73 volts. Okay, we multiply that by 0.707 to get the RMS value, and we have 51.611. We square that, so it's times 51.611 again, and we get 2663.69. Then we divide that by the output impedance, which is 8 ohms, and we're getting around 333 watts per channel. We multiply that by 2 and we see it exactly. So we're getting about 665 watts RMS of power from the amplifier for both channels. Regarding peak, we can see the peak output here, so we can multiply that times 1.414, and it's about 950 watts peak. Quite some power there. I hope you like the video. Until next time, if I come up with something else. Thanks for watching.